Hey folks, it's your Colonel here. Hell broke loose. My beard out. Gonna talk a little bit about cocaine Mitch McConnell today. It's gonna be short and sweet, but a lot of times because of my political views, I think that gets conflated with just like a blanket adoption of whatever some party and all of its crotchety old members decide to do. Like I just automatically agree with it. I don't think that's true of any intelligent person, but that gets thrown around a lot. And so I'm going to talk about cocaine Mitch McConnell. Also going to talk about Nancy Pelosi and that whole class of people. Do I like Mitch McConnell? I mean, I definitely don't think he's a Nazi. I don't believe the uneducated people about it. But, I mean, here's my thoughts on this. The Congress is there to, and the Senate, both of them though, the Congress and House of Representatives, are there to represent the will of the people. And also to provide a level of temperance in their decision making. The whole thing's designed to be kind of slow. But, I talked the other day on the Ruth Bader Ginsburg video. Go back and watch that. It's long, but you can sit through that. It's just an hour long. But I talked about the importance of wisdom to me. The gray hairs. And I think that's very important for the Supreme Court because of its function. Its function is to be a lifetime appointment, something that's not touched by politics. The Senate and the House of Representatives, on the other hand, the Congress, that's a whole different beast. And its job is basically to kind of be a wrench in the system and to be an oversight in the system and more or less to be kind of dysfunctional by its nature. So to that, with that definition and that, preconception to me of what it even is supposed to be, what are the things that really matter for a senator? We're going to just stick with the Senate. We're not going to get into the House of Representatives. Just for a senator. They need some level of maturity. They need to be in touch with the people in their areas and their states. They need to be as inclusive as they can be to as many different ages, mindsets, groups of people, the diversity of their districts. Accessible, but mainly in touch and in tune with the culture, with the will of the people, because their job is to basically represent the people. So the problem that I have with Mitch McConnell and all career politicians is that you just, as soon as you get into that elevated level of power, you immediately start to fall out of touch with the people. You cannot. You start to get detached, man. I mean, it's like, look at the people up there. I mean, it's crazy. So I think that I believe in term limits. What do I not like about Mitch McConnell? I don't like the fact that he's still there. Not because he's a bad guy, but just because, like, you spend 30 years anywhere and, like, you become an institution yourself, and I don't think that's really kind of what it's meant to be. So I believe that we should have term limits. I believe that every 6 years, like, you should have, that should be it for that term. I don't believe that you should be restricted from running again, down the road. But I don't believe that you should be able to inhabit the seat for more than 6 years at a time. You have to let someone else in, and then you can run against that incumbent, 6 years later. That seems to me fine. Because during that 6 year break, you're going to have to get back in touch with the people. You're going to have to get back into the shit, And maybe grow a little bit as a human being and grow into the culture that you've been absent from while you're off on Capitol Hill. and then maybe, you know, go back. So, yeah, Cocaine Mitch, Lindsey Graham, hell, half the people on there, maybe more than half the people. I just honestly think they need to step aside and let a younger generation, they don't have to be young, I don't really care so much about the age, but let a freshman class in. I think that should be always, it should always be fresh. Should be, keep it fresh. Because that's what's going to be best at representing the people, representing you and me, knowing what the hell the culture is all about, knowing who the freaking music is. Like, there's so much stuff that, like, these people are just right over their head. You know, it's insane. I mean, look at Joe Biden with Cardi B. I mean, how fucking embarrassingly, insanely, racistly stupid was that?
No justice for it. I'm tired of it. I just want more stricter laws. Kill somebody that doesn't have a weapon on them, you go to jail. You know what? If I kill somebody, I gotta go to jail. You gotta go to jail too.
This how much of my finger goes up my ass when I wash it. Yep, nails and all that.
Dance a little bit, Joe. Come on. I'll tell you, my man.
And just nuts. Like, that man needs to get in touch with the culture and understand what the hell he's talking about and who he's talking to. The guy doesn't even know who the hell Cardi B is. So, yes, in that case, Cocaine Mitch, man, I'm not a big fan of him in general. But I love his style. I mean, I love his face. Like, he looks fucking crazy and weird. I like his slow, soft-spoken nature. I love that he infuriates leftists. But man, I'm just not big into establishment politicians. I think it's time for the man to move aside. Mitch, fucking go join a golf club, dude. Like, it's time for you to move on. I mean, a lot of you. But in the meantime, Cocaine Mitch, I love you, man. I love you, Cocaine Mitch. Cocaine Mitch McConnell.